this week's video, I'm going to be doing an unboxing and a bit of a review of the TarHeel Ants Fortress. I got myself a bit of a custom variant, so some of the colors and accessories may be a bit different if you order one. So with that in mind, enjoy this week's video, because this package took forever to come. So usually when I unbox TarHeel Ants products, there are two things that really come out of the package. There is the bag of accessories, and there's also the actual nest, which by the way is wrapped really good, but it takes forever to get out of the wrapping. But this time I actually thought that my accessory bag didn't come with the nest, because it was on the very bottom of like 1,000 packing peanuts. So although the wrapping job is really good, one minor inconvenience that they maybe could take from this if they're somehow watching this video is to maybe tape the accessory bag onto the package so it's a bit easier for the user to access. Now that I finally unwrapped this thing, this is what it looks like. Now, this has a pretty compact structure, which I honestly really like because it's very easy to move this nest around. There is a tall section, which is the actual nest, and in this specific nest it is green, and there's also an outworld. Now you might have noticed that the top of the outworld also opens up, and there's this little watering thing on the bottom right of the nest, which basically you fill up with water, and it spreads throughout the nest. Now, if you ever have owned a mini hearth, you'll know exactly what this is. Now let's move on to this bag. So this bag basically has all the contents that I ordered, depending on if you get the standard, which comes with just tubing, or if you get the more expensive version, which comes with a couple of feeding dishes, which I'll show you in a minute. The first thing we get is a couple of stoppers, which are made out of plastic, 3D printed. Next, there is this feeding dish, which you fill up with water, and then you place the cap on and flip it over for the ants to drink out of. There's this little section here that is made out of this very fine material that the ants can just drink through. So overall, that's a pretty good product. I actually got one of those before, and it's been treating me well. Next, we just have a little feeding dish, nothing too handy there. Next here is a syringe. Now this syringe can be used for watering the nest, and also these things called the nest mate can be filled up with this syringe. What I like about this syringe is that it can screw onto the cap sort of thing, so it is built pretty well. Now here is the nest mate, which I was just talking about. There is this little mesh section here, which is basically the, I guess, drinking fountain sort of part for it. It's like a hamster drinking fountain. You fill it with water, and then the more ants drink, the more water comes to the mesh, and it's basically just a cycle. I'll show you more about that here in a minute. Now, we also get a second nest mate, which I don't know if it actually just comes with the fortress, which is the name of this nest, or if it comes with that other thing that I will talk about in another video, which I mentioned earlier. So, the actual 3D printed stoppers can connect to the nest, which it is actually a pretty tight fit on the actual green section of the nest, but where you plug it into the outworld, it's not that tight of a fit, and I'm also afraid of actually breaking the plastic when I put it on. So maybe if you could maybe make it out of a finer material, maybe something like the Nestmate's caps are made out of, like this rubber thing, that could be pretty nice. So next up, I also wanted to talk about a couple of things that I have noticed that I don't really like about this nest. One is with this specific decoration here. I know it's meant to go on top of the rock, but this water feeder is like impossible to put anywhere else other than on top. Same with this feeding dish. See, I'm trying to put it in, but it just won't go in. So maybe if you could move the rock a bit towards the back right of the nest so you have a bit of section to place the feeder, and maybe move the plant to the far left of the nest so you can see the opening, that could be pretty nice. The other concern I have so far with this nest, which is the main thing I wish that they could fix, is just how hard it is to take off and put on the lid. Now, I don't know exactly how they could fix this, maybe like outlining it with some rubber, but I just wanted to get that out there. The next thing I want to talk about is the nestmate. Now, the nestmate, as I said earlier, is basically like a water feeder. Now, when you try to fill it up, it does not fill up very well if you fill it up vertically. Now, I actually thought that my nestmate was broken because I tried filling it up like that and I didn't really know how to fill it up. But if you fill it up from the side, then it should be pretty much perfect. Just fill it up all the way, put on the cap, a little bit will spill out the front, but then that's basically it. Now anyways, that's going to be about it for this week's video. If you enjoyed this style of video, I don't ask for this often, but if you could please leave a like, that would be awesome. I'm about to start getting ad revenue, and then I'll be really taking this seriously. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in 2 Sundays from now. Peace.